Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I have been having so many conversations with people about grant readiness that I really wanted to hop on and talk to you guys about this hiring a grant writer thing. And I just want to be clear. Okay? I don't know how to be anything else. I want to be clear with you about hiring a grant writer. If you are in the beginning stages of your organization and you do not have your plans laid out, it is not time for a grant writer. And let me say this. You want to be ready for the grant writer so that you don't spend money frivolously, right? So, hey everybody, I am Samar Michelle from Samar Michelle Consulting. I help new leaders, existing leaders grow and scale their nonprofit organizations. And I do that by training them in grant writing and how to be grant ready, right? And so one of the main things that people say to me is they'll say, I can't afford a grant writer. Can I pay them on the back end? And, you know, the Fundraising Association, all of the professional organizations that cover fundraisers, all are like, that is unprofessional. You don't get paid on the back end of a grant. Most funders don't even allow you to use the funds that way, right? So you're paying people for their service, for putting together the grant applications for you, for knowing your stuff. And so paying somebody on the back end of that grant is inappropriate. And so with that being said, as a new organization, how do you afford to hire a grant writer? Even beyond that, how do you afford to get those government contracts and have somebody write that? How do you do that? You do that by starting small and leveling up. And I know that's not sexy, right? I know that's not what they want to tell you on TikTok. They want to tell you that you can get the money quick. And I do think that you can get grant money quick if you follow certain steps. And quick to me is, 90 days to 6 months. You can win your first grant. That's quick to me because I know what it takes to be ready. I know what it takes to thrive in a nonprofit. And there are some steps that you have to do. You have to write up your stuff, and you have to make sure that your budget aligns with your mission and your programs, and everything is in alignment so that you have a good package. And those are the steps that have to be taken. And then once they're taken, yeah, you can move fast. Yeah, you can get a grant and you can get them over and over again. But what happens is we try to jump the gun, right? We try to skip the steps, and then we're frustrated. So I'm telling you that the reason that you don't have money to hire the grant writer is because you don't need a grant writer yet. If you don't have the money in your nonprofit account to hire a grant writer, it is more than likely, I'm going to say 80 to 90% chance that you are just not grant ready because your organization is not there yet. And that is okay. It is okay to understand where your organization is and where you need to be and where you need to spend your money. In the early stages of your organization, you as a leader or your board members that have volunteered their time to get you going should be working on getting the organization in a space where it is sound enough to receive grants. So you have your incorporation, you have your 501c3, you have your board members, and you have them listed out. You are having regular board meetings. You have programming that is in existence. And so sometimes people say to me, well, Samara, I can't do my programming until I get the grant money. Funders do not fund ideas. Funders fund your work. So that means that you might have to take a step back, figure out how to start this program and project with what you have. Maybe the initial money that the board members have brought in, or your volunteer services are starting the organization, or the seed money that you decided to invest is going to start that initial programming, so you can prove to a funder that it is worth them funding. I can't be plainer or simpler than this. Y'all, listen to what I'm saying, and I can help you through this. My grant toolkit, my grant ready training, it gets you all of the things at a low cost before you hire that grant writer. Because when you hire that grant writer expects you to have your stuff together to hand off to them, for them to then prepare your applications and send them off. And I'm going to say this. Don't be mad when the grant writers don't win. If you don't have any of these things that I'm saying, if you don't have your program written and operational, and the grant writer does not win the grant, they can't. They can't. They're fighting a losing battle. Now, some of the grant writers, this is what they do for a living. If you are going to give them money to write grants and a half a plan, they'll work with that half a plan, and their intentions may be good with that half a plan. But I'm here to tell you, as someone that wins grants monthly, that's organization has over $100,000 in grants every year. You don't get money from doing it halfway, okay? You get money from having a clear, concise package that funders can see, that they can get behind, and they are eager to write the checks, okay? So, y'all heard it here. You heard it here today. I want you to continue to follow my work. I want you to continue to follow me so you can get a real perspective on this nonprofit industry and the grants and the way that you are going to write grants, win grants, because I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is that if you don't have the money for the grant writer, then you are not grant ready. It means that you need to take a step back and do a couple things, and then you will be in it to win it. I say this all the time, and I'll say it here to you guys. You have to slow down to speed up. You have to get your ducks in a row, and then you will be cooking with gas. So, listen to me. The TikTokers will tell you, write a grant a day, but you don't even have time to run your business. We don't want to do that. We want to write grants that we can win, and we want to be successful doing so with a clear strategy and plan. If you need help with that clear strategy and plan, I got you. Visit Samara Michelle Consulting on any platform, and you can work with me. Hit me up in my DMs, comment on this post, follow and subscribe to my YouTube, and let's connect and let's get this money, y'all.